Okay, let's be real. This is not the friendship anyone saw coming. Kim Kardashian and Bianca Censori, two women with a famously complicated link through Kanye West, are apparently growing close. Yep, you heard that right. According to recent reports, Bianca doesn't just tolerate Kim, she genuinely admires her. Word is the Yeezy architect sees Kim as a total icon and even believes they could have been soul sisters in another life. Crazy, right? But not in a shady way. It's actually kind of wholesome. Insiders say Bianca has a ton of respect for Kim's career, her image, and even her role as a mom. And let's be honest, given all the history, that kind of admiration isn't just surprising, it's refreshing. Now let's talk about Kim's side of the equation. While she hasn't made any public statements about Bianca directly, insiders say Kim is well aware of how Bianca has handled things privately, and she's grateful, especially for the way Bianca treats her kids. According to the report, Kim now sees Bianca as a good person deep down, who has been nothing but respectful and positive around her children. That alone goes a long way, particularly in such a complex family dynamic. And although they're not hanging out as best friends, it sounds like there's a growing sense of mutual respect between the two women, and maybe even a little unexpected solidarity. This shift in narrative is important, especially given how easy it is for celebrity stories to become sensationalized. Think about it. The media loves a good feud. Ex-wife versus new wife? That's tabloid gold. But this time, the story is going in a different direction. It's not about competition or cattiness. It's about maturity, communication, and trying to keep things peaceful for the sake of the children involved. Whether you love or hate the Kardashian-West saga, there's something admirable about that. And frankly, it's nice to see a story like this that isn't built on drama, but on two women navigating a complicated situation with grace. Another layer to this story is the impact it's having on Kanye West himself. Say what you will about Ye. He's one of the most unpredictable figures in modern music, but he's also clearly affected by the people closest to him. Reports suggest that Bianca has become a grounding presence for him, someone who helps him manage his emotions and keep things in perspective. And if she's doing that while also defending Kim and promoting peace behind the scenes, that's a role not many people could pull off. It also explains why the public blow-ups between Kanye and Kim have toned down in recent months. Could Bianca be the reason why we're not seeing those all-out social media wars anymore? Let's not forget, too, how Kim and Bianca's apparent mutual understanding could serve as a positive example. Co-parenting is tough in any scenario, but when you throw fame, wealth, and millions of eyes into the mix, it gets exponentially harder. If these two women can find common ground and work toward a peaceful environment for the kids, that's something worth talking about. In fact, challenges a lot of the tired narratives that say exes and new partners can't coexist peacefully. If the reports are accurate, then Kim and Bianca are showing that it's not only possible, it might even be the best thing for everyone involved. It's also worth noting that this reported bond doesn't appear to be performative. Neither Kim nor Bianca is using their supposed closeness for social clout or media attention. In fact, this story only came to light through insider leaks, not through public statements or orchestrated interviews. That gives it a certain authenticity. Sure, Hollywood is always filled with PR moves and spin, but this situation seems more rooted in quiet understanding than in calculated headlines. And in a celebrity culture that often thrives on chaos, that's saying something. Sometimes the best moves are the ones made behind the scenes. Another key takeaway here is the role Bianca plays in redefining what it means to be a stepmother figure in such a high-profile family. Traditionally, step-parents, especially new ones, face judgment and skepticism, especially when stepping into a situation that involves young children and a very public divorce. But Bianca appears to have earned Kim's cautious approval by showing up in a way that's respectful, non-confrontational, and focused on the well-being of the kids. That doesn't just make things easier for Kanye. It also creates a more stable and nurturing environment for the children. And ultimately, isn't that what really matters? As for Bianca and Kanye's relationship, while it's definitely had its share of eyebrow-raising moments, this angle adds more depth to their story. They're not just a couple doing stunts for attention, as some headlines suggest. Behind the flashy fashion and public appearances, there seems to be a quiet effort to keep things balanced and thoughtful, especially when it comes to Kanye's past and present relationships. Bianca's role has clearly evolved beyond just being a partner. She's becoming a figure of influence in Kanye's life in a way that encourages growth, reflection, and maybe even some healing. So where does this leave things? Honestly, in a better place than most people probably expected. While we shouldn't expect Kim and Bianca to suddenly become best friends or business partners, it sounds like there's a respectful distance being maintained, and maybe even a bit of genuine admiration between them. They're two women who, for better or worse, share a unique connection through Kanye and the kids, and instead of letting that turn toxic, they're finding a way to make it work. In today's celebrity world, that's a win. And for fans watching from the sidelines, it's an unexpected but welcome change in tone. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about Kim Kardashian and Bianca Censori. It's a story about growth, maturity, and choosing peace over pettiness. Whether it's true soul sister territory or just mutual respect, one thing's clear. This evolving dynamic is reshaping how people view modern blended families, especially under the spotlight of fame. And as more details unfold, we'll be watching closely to see how this storyline develops, because sometimes the quietest relationships can have the loudest impact. Let us know in the comments. Do you believe this newfound bond is genuine? Or is it just another twist in the ever-evolving Kardashian West saga? What's even more fascinating is how Bianca has reportedly become a calming influence on Kanye himself. According to sources, even when Kanye's emotions are running high, especially when it comes to his past with Kim, Bianca doesn't take sides or feed into the negativity. Instead, she's been quietly stepping in behind the scenes to cool things down. Imagine that. Rather than fueling drama, she's encouraging Kanye to take a step back and recognize Kim's role as a great mom to their 4 kids. That kind of behind-the-scenes diplomacy isn't easy, but apparently, Bianca's been handling it with maturity and respect. Now, it's no secret that Kanye and Kim have had their fair share of public drama. Custody issues, co-parenting struggles, and emotional interviews have all kept them in the headlines. But sources claim that Bianca's influence might actually be one of the reasons things haven't completely spiraled. While the media often paints Kanye's relationships as controversial or chaotic, this report gives us a different look at what's really happening behind closed doors. Bianca isn't just Kanye's partner, she's playing peacemaker and trying to maintain a sense of balance, especially when kids are involved. That's a role few would expect, and even fewer could handle well. From Kim's side, it seems there's a growing appreciation for how Bianca is navigating this unusual dynamic. The insider shared that Kim has come to view Bianca as a good influence, not just on Kanye, but on the whole family structure. That's saying a lot, especially given how complicated blended families and co-parenting can be, let alone with all eyes watching. It's not about sudden friendship bracelets and brunch dates, but there's reportedly a quiet understanding forming between the two women. And that might be the most mature turn this entire saga has taken in years. Less drama, more respect. That's something we don't see enough of in celebrity culture. At the end of the day, this new report gives us a peek into a side of celebrity life we rarely get. Real, human connection in the middle of a high-profile situation. Kim Kardashian and Bianca Censori might not be besties, but the idea that they've found common ground says a lot. Whether it's mutual respect, emotional intelligence, or just doing what's best for the kids, their evolving dynamic is a reminder that not every headline has to be about scandal. Sometimes it's about growth, and maybe, just maybe, in another life, they really could have been soul sisters. Let us know in the comments. Do you think this bond is real or just Hollywood spin? Alright, you're going to want to sit down for this one, because in a plot twist that literally no one saw coming, Kim Kardashian and Bianca Censori might actually be soul sisters? Yep, according to recent reports making the rounds in entertainment news, the relationship between Kanye West's ex-wife and his new partner isn't filled with drama, jealousy, or tension like many people would assume. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Sources are claiming that Bianca Censori, the Yeezy architect who married Kanye in 2022, has nothing but respect for Kim Kardashian and sees her as someone she deeply connects with on multiple levels. One insider even told Heat World that Bianca believes she and Kim could have been soul sisters in a different life. Now, that's not just surprising, it's kind of wild. But also, in today's world of public feuds and social media shade, it's a pretty refreshing headline. Let's rewind for a second. For those who aren't fully up to speed, Bianca Censori is an Australian architect who began working with Kanye West at Yeezy before eventually tying the knot with him in an unofficial ceremony in early 2022. Since then, she's been a headline magnet, thanks in large part to the couple's unconventional public appearances and fashion choices. But behind the viral images and the flashy headlines, there's now a softer narrative emerging. Apparently, Bianca has always admired Kim Kardashian, not just for her influence in pop culture, but for her work ethic, her success as a businesswoman, and her role as a mother of four. That's a far cry from the typical ex versus new partner drama Hollywood so often delivers. What's even more interesting is how Bianca's admiration for Kim has actually played out in real life, especially in her dynamic with Kanye. According to insiders, whenever Kanye has gone on emotional rants about Kim, which, let's be honest, he's known to do, Bianca has consistently avoided adding fuel to the fire. She doesn't take sides, doesn't criticize, and certainly doesn't stir up drama. Instead, she's reportedly made a conscious effort to stay neutral and steer Kanye away from negativity. One source even claimed that Bianca has defended Kim behind closed doors, reminding Kanye of the love they once shared and how important it is to treat Kim with respect, especially as the mother of his children. This might sound like PR fluff, but there's apparently real impact happening behind the scenes. Sources say Bianca has been instrumental in de-escalating tensions between Kanye and Kim, particularly when it comes to their ongoing custody arrangement. As many fans know, co-parenting in the spotlight is tough enough, and when emotions run high, it can easily spiral. But Bianca has reportedly helped keep that from happening by encouraging Kanye to take a more understanding approach. That kind of emotional intelligence is rare in high-profile relationships, and it's something Kim herself is rumored to have started recognizing and appreciating more over time.